As lawmakers in the region consider creating vaccine passports, a new Senate bill would require them to also make voters prove who they are when they head to the ballot box. Fox 5's Tom Fitzgerald on the Hill tonight with more on this endeavor. Fitz.
Well, the legislation is the idea of Republican Senator Kevin Cramer of North Dakota. And, look, this isn't very complicated. What the senator is proposing is that if a state requires people to prove the vaccination status through a passport, that they would also require people to prove who they are when they go to cast a vote on Election Day. Now, Senator Cramer traveling to D.C. tonight. However, he did tell Fox that he's pushing this bill because if states take federal money, he thinks, and they feel the need to have people give up this personal private health information, that they should also have to verify who they are when folks go to exercise one of the most important responsibilities as a citizen, and that is participating in elections.
The American people are not ill-informed about this. There is lots of information out there. Self-governed people are very, capable of being self-informed. And when you start bullying or harassing people, that's very counterproductive. Let people consult their doctors, make their own decision for them and their family.
All right, Fitz, we've got places already in our region considering these vaccine passports. It's about to go into effect in Washington, D.C. How does that line up with already the voter ID laws in place?
Well, it's topsy-turvy because in the places where they are pushing vaccine mandates, requiring people to prove their vaccination status, it is the exact opposite when it comes to voter ID. For example, Virginia right now is the only state in our region which asks people to prove who they are. Virginia is not going down this road at this moment. In fact, I had a conversation with the incoming Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Jason Miyares, today, and he says once he takes the oath of office on Saturday, he is going to join in with the other states that are fighting the vaccine mandate in the Supreme Court right now. Even last week, the mayor of Baltimore, Brandon Scott, met with leaders from several other jurisdictions, including Frederick, Montgomery County, Anne Arundel County, and Prince George's County, floating the idea of those jurisdictions getting together on their own vaccine passport. However, that is just in the talking stage right now, Marie.
And we see that vaccine passports and voter ID laws usually align with certain political ideology. Why are there so many supporters of vaccine passports that then are opposed to voter IDs?
Yeah, it's a dividing line between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats say voter ID is unfair because it scares people off from voting, that people in lower socioeconomic incomes cannot get their hands on IDs. Republicans say, look, you need to know who is actually presenting themselves at a polling place if they're going to vote. And there is such a level of distrust between both political parties when it comes to the other side's motivation on this, Marina. It is unlikely that that gap is going to be bridged anytime soon.
Yeah, it is January, and we're already feeling those connotations of an election year. We'll see what happens. Tom Fitzgerald live tonight on the Hill tonight.